I sound so congested. I don't know why. I'm not sick or anything, but I think I might be now. It is week 2 out of 14 till I'm 30 years old. It means that what? I have about 13 weeks to go until I turn 30. Yay. Anyways, today I want to talk about journaling because the TikTok video that blew up on my account is about my new journal. And I actually just recently started journaling almost every day. I've heard a lot of people talk about how the artist's way doing their morning pages really helped them in terms of their creativity and artistic, I guess, mindset. And so I thought, why not? I was unhappy with my life at the time. One thing that I have learned out of my 29 years of being alive, reaching to 30, is that I hate not liking where I am. I don't like to give up my power or the control over my emotions to something that I can't control. Call me a control freak, call me whatever you want, but that's just how I feel. I don't like it when something else externally has some sort of control on my emotions and my mental well-being. Previously, when I worked at a corporate job, because I didn't get promoted or because I was passed up for promotions so many times, it affected my well-being and emotions. And I hate that. I hate the fact that I let my emotions sort of controlled by these external circumstances. And so I thought, you know what? Instead of me keep on being unhappy at my current circumstance, I want to start feeling better. I want to take control of my emotions back, my thoughts back, and I want to be happy. I don't want to keep feeling sad, to keep throwing myself a pity party. And so I started journaling. I was unhappy mostly because I never thought this is where I end up being in my life. So before this, I had a corporate job in London for about 3 years. And then it didn't work out. I was passed up for my promotion for about 2 or 3 times, and I was trying as well. It's not that I didn't try, I was trying as well, but it just didn't work out. At the time, I definitely felt distressed. Even my brother-in-law could see that I was sort of depressed because I didn't get promoted. I felt sad, or I felt depressed, or I feel like I have these thoughts of like, am I good enough? I'm not doing enough. Is it just me? Am I really bad? And all these sort of dark thoughts. And I just hated that. So I quit. When I quit, I came back to Malaysia, my hometown, and I felt like, oh my God, this is like a brand new blank slate, brand new start. I'm free to pursue what I want to pursue. I'm free to chase what I want to chase. The goal that I have always wanted was to get back into tech. A bit of my background, I did computer science for my degree. My specialty is in data science, data mining, and I actually wanted to be a data scientist. This was before the age of AI, so data scientist was still big in demand. I'm turning 30, so it was like pre-COVID as well. And so when I quit, I was like, oh my God, finally I can start pursuing the goal of getting into tech. So I joined the program for about 3-4 months, where it's like 1 month of you learning online and then 3 months of you doing on the job learning. So I actually had, it's sort of like an internship in a way at a tech startup, and it was great. Like, I did a lot of coding, which is I really wanted to do. I actually learned front end development using React, and it was something that I didn't touch before as well, because again, my specialty was data science and data mining, which is not related to web developer stuff. So I didn't really touch any web development. It was my first time touching web development, and I love it. Like, I love building something out of nothing in a way. I still stayed up until like 4 a.m. helping the senior software engineer deploy the app. And I thought, you know what, let's try to work in a tech startup next, because startup has a really steep learning curve and you have to kind of learn a lot. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to learn a lot. One of the big reasons as well why I decided to quit in my previous job was because I was stuck at my level and I felt like I couldn't learn a lot anymore at my level. In corporate, right, you have to kind of get promoted to kind of learn what you want next. But I couldn't get promoted, so I wasn't learning much. And so I was like, you know what, I've tried corporate, let's try startup. I'm probably going to learn a lot more there. I was just in a way browsing. I wasn't really aiming for any specific job at the time. I went to this tech and digital career fair, and lo and behold, I was hired. And so I joined a tech startup last year in October. But the tech part didn't really monetize that well, so we had to pivot, and we pivot into marketing. So we're now a marketing agency. Initially, it was a bit like sort of exciting because, oh, I'll maybe learn something new. Marketing media, it's not like I'm completely unfamiliar. I do sort of have like a side interest on it. It's not like my main interest. It's like sort of like a side interest. So why not, just explore and see where this goes. And so we pivot since January, and now it's November, so it's been almost a year. And then in the middle of August, I just didn't really like it. it just felt like it's not aligned to my goals at all. I had this dread again of like, what am I doing with my life? My main goal is like to tech. I quit my job for tech. What am I doing here? And it's sort of unfortunate of the circumstances. And at the time, that my boss has also kind of offered me the co-founder role, but it wasn't something that I was actively like, oh, I want to be co-founder. It was just it sort of just happens, and so I felt stuck. So I started journaling because I did not like the fact, again, that my emotions and mental well-being was being controlled by external circumstances, being controlled by where I am at currently. I was scrolling through TikTok and I found this one video about how journaling has really helped her, because every morning she would journal and reminded herself about her goals. And I was like, you know what, I should do that. And so I started journaling almost every day. I skip sometimes, but this is my journal. As you can see, I try to make it as whimsy as possible because I didn't want it to make it feel like it was work as well, in a way, or like something that, like a task or an assignment. I wanted to make it something that I actually enjoy, doing it. So I try to make it whimsy and, have stickers there, and then sort of in a way set the mood before I actually pour my emotions and heart and soul. One of the things that journaling has made me realize is that happiness is a choice. I was unhappy at where I am at the moment. Instead of feeling bad about myself and instead of throwing myself another pity party and being depressed or whatever, I would rather try to use all of my energy and focus on trying to be happy. This may not be like a controversial take. It is quite of a hot take because I know, people have depression, anxiety, and bipolar or whatever. And like me saying that,
Oh, you choose to be happy. Then you can be happy.
like, I know it sounds mumbo jumbo and there's a lot of different contexts and dependencies on it, but how I see it was because I could choose to continue being sad, being depressed about where I am in life, or I could choose to take over control and take back my life. Although I could not, quit my job at the current moment, I could choose to do something else that keeps me happy and content. I even, like, in one of my journals, I have like note that I post and I say I will be happy because I choose happiness. For example, right, let's say when I'm now in a marketing agency, is that, sometimes clients are not happy despite you putting a lot of effort, and client don't see it and they're just like bashing you, and you could choose to be like, oh my god, this client, I did a lot of work, they don't see what I'm doing, what I have to deal with, just complain, which by the way I do as well. Like, I do complain and rant. You could also choose to just not take it personally and just be like, this client is troublesome, but you know what, I'm not going to let it affect my day, I'm not going to let it drain my energy. To me, that is choosing happiness, not letting your day or your emotions or your mental being being controlled by external circumstances, because you are choosing yourself. For me, what I do is like, oh, I'm just gonna rant a bit, blah blah blah, blah, crash out, and after that I'm like, you know what, this is taking too much of my energy, it's not going to be productive, effective. I will choose to not let this affect me. I will choose to just be happy and go on my day. And so my advice as someone who's about to turn 30 to anyone's out there who's a bit unhappy of where they're stuck, but you can't quit yet, for example, because of commitments, financial or whatever, that you can either use your energy to keep on being sad, being disappointed, being depressed about yourself, or you can choose to be happy. In the end, happiness is a choice.